I'm Ben Ruiz. I'm the director and creative founder of Dino God in Phoenix, and the game is Bounty Star.
What is Bounty Star?
So Bounty Star is kind of a mixing of two games. I love action games, God of War, Devil May Cry, so it's partially that, but it's also partially a light farming and base building game. Yeah, all in one.
You say I kind of get a glimpse of it. It reminds me a little bit of State of Decay, a little bit.
Sure, yes, right. Yeah, so it's light. So you'll go back and forth between the hub that the character lives in and out into the field for bounties, and it's got a narrative where the character's trying to dig herself out of a hole, but as she sort of goes on her journey, the base evolves with her. Yeah.
So talk about the systems. What makes a shooting game feel good in your case?
Oh, it's a lot of things. It's really gnarly to knock down. I mean, I have a lot of experience with melee combat, so this is my first time doing over-the-shoulder shooting, but it's a lot of fun. I mean, I think the key is to have a good variety, make sure people, the assault rifle people are taken care of, and the missile launcher people are taken care of.
The checklist.
Yeah, but mostly just to have fun with it. So I think we've got some fun weapons and some unorthodox stuff people will really like.
Talk about this world that you'll be exploring and building a base in.
Yeah, so I love the desert, huge bias, born and raised in Arizona. The game world is specifically based on Monument Valley on the border of Arizona and Utah, which is just like a mythical place. And I just don't feel like I see enough deserts in video games, so I went for it. So yeah, it's very much based on the gritty Western world.
I think you get a biome every now and then, but not the last full game I think was Mad Max. It was all desert.
And that's too gnarly for me even. So this is a desert with water, with plants, with some green, the beautiful desert. Yeah.
Talk a little bit about your background. You're a game dev. What other games have you worked on?
Yeah, I've been making games for about 20 years. I mean, the last thing I made was a full-on combat game called Aztez. Before that, I was a contractor for 4 or 5 years. I've done a lot of indie things all over the place. I've helped some of my friends with their games, Meat Boy, Overland, Fantasy Strike. So I just kind of try and be helpful wherever I can be for as long as I can be. Yeah, generally speaking.
What do you think is the biggest misconception about game development from a youth perspective?
Yeah, I think the biggest misconception is that it's all about ideas. Ideas don't have a lot of value. Making them real and work and fun is where the value is. So I teach sometimes, and that's a thing I always tell students. Make a thing, make it work, don't worry about the idea.
Yeah, these kids don't know the days of Daikatana.
Yes, yes. Yeah, it is absolutely so easy for something to spiral out of control in your brain with nothing to show for it. So yeah.
How big is your team for Bounty and Star?
We've got 5 full-timers and a couple contractors.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's a small team. Veteran team, so a lot older, very, very skilled. We can't stay up very late. Our bones hurt, but it's a good team. Yeah.
Is it tough when you're working on your own project to set your own limitations and your own limits on what can be done in the time frame with the tools you have and the budget?
Yeah, for sure. We've gotten a handle on it now. It was very difficult for me. I've always been in an office with people. COVID obviously scrambled us a little bit. But at this point, I'd say we've got it kind of locked down. It does get easier as you get older, for sure. So we're in a place now where we're all in the groove.
How did you get the attention of Annapurna? I think that's the big question that a lot of indie developers want to know.
Yeah, so in my case, I was very lucky to have known some of them from when they were still at Sony. So for years and years, I did combat consultation. So I would help other developers implement their combat, fix problems, and that's how I met some of those core people. When they became Annapurna Interactive, I already kind of knew some of them. So I was able to say, may I pitch this thing? And they said yes. Yeah, very lucky, very lucky. So when it comes to knocking on their door, I don't actually know. I was very privileged here.
So in the meantime, where can people find more information about your game? Discord, Steam page?
Yeah, so right now we're primarily all the information comes out of Annapurna, and as we get a little closer to launch, Dino God will start to do more marketing. We'll start to do fun TikToks, fun YouTube videos, etc. It's just a little too early yet, but yeah.
Are you planning early access at all?
No. Yeah.
Why not? Just out of curiosity.
I mean, it's kind of publisher call. If they said let's do this, I would, but as far as I know, that's not the plan. So, yeah.
Do you have a release date, schedule, or platforms?
Not yet. We're aiming for first half of 2025. I can say that we're definitely going to be on PS5, new Xbox, Xbox One, and PC. Hopefully more. We'll see.